Alex, welcome back. This episode is basically, I gave you the topics. We said we wanted to do what did we learn this season, right, from the NBA season. And I decided to let you go ahead and start off.
The league is really in good hands.
Yeah.
These young guys are coming in like straight into the league and making a difference for their team immediately, like Wemby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cade Cunningham, albeit the Pistons are trash, you look at his numbers, he's doing good. He's putting up pretty good numbers the last, 2-3 seasons.
Yeah, minus the injuries.
I was about to say minus, injuries. Luka, De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis, and all these guys, like the top 20 in every statistical categories.
Yeah.
At least half of them are my age or younger. For those of you that don't know my age, I'm 27. Yeah. I'm 27.
27, yeah.
I'm still young.
And these dudes are younger.
And they're my age or younger.
Yeah.
Doing their top 5, top 10. But they
there he is.
Yeah, what's
hey,
up,
Chubert?
Chewbacca.
All right.
He had to show us he was okay.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm good,
I'm
guys.
good.
But, these young guys are coming in here, turning up the league and everything. Some of the best defenders in this league are the young guys. We talked about Jonathan Isaac last time I was here. And the young guys in Orlando, look at how they're playing defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the league really is in good hands. I love seeing how these young guys are playing, and they're coming in with, like, not afraid of anyone.
Yeah.
They're going at LeBron like LeBron is a regular dude. They're going at Steph like he's a regular dude. They're guarding him like regular people. Like, they're not scared of him. They don't see heroes and idols and God figures.
Yeah.
They see, you ball like I can ball. Like, I'm gonna bust your ass like you can ball. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
And I love it.
I like that you started it with, because it's funny. I told you to pick like 2 or 3 things that you've learned this year. And I had that one written down. So then when you told me that, I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead.
Oh, really?
I'm going to go the team route. But I agree with that. Like, obviously, I think a lot of the stuff that we hold on to is the nostalgia. The league is in such good hands, and it's not just because of the stars that we're seeing. It's also just the teams.
Yeah.
Right? Like, when you look at these standings, we were talking about this, like, the race is still going on.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Which goes to that would have been my next point.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
That not only is it just in good hands, but you don't need super teams anymore. Or you don't need 3, 4 superstars, all-stars on your team. The top 4, there's only 4 teams on each side that had more than one all-star. Yeah. In the all-star game this year. So that means all the other teams that are in the playoffs have one or no all-stars at all. Yeah. Meaning that it's all straight teams now. Yeah. If
we look at the bottom, right? It's like the Suns, who are probably like that last stand of, like, you get these supermax guys, right? You get 3 guys that are super paid, and then you're kind of trying to fill up the holes, right? Like, you get these, like, minimum guys alongside, and look what it looks like, right?
That can't really do anything against a team.
But you think about the Nuggets. They draft Michael Porter Jr., they draft Jamal Murray, they draft Christian Brown, they draft Jokic.
In the second round?
Jesus, yeah, dude.
63rd or something.
Yeah, and you go to the top. Like, I have this over here. Like, you go to the top, and you have, like, we could go the OKC route, which is probably one of the most organic ways to build a
that Russ and Paul George trade, all the compensation they got for those guys is wow, bro. Like, they really have done something with it. Clearly,
like, you look at this draft, right? Like, these drafts, it's Chet, it's Giddey, it's J-Dub, it's Cason Wallace, it's Kenrich Williams. Oh no, he was via trade, but Aaron Wiggins is a sleeper player. Obviously, the Shea trade that you're talking about, like, these are homegrown GM moves. And like, when we talk about that, it's like we were just worried because we love the NBA and we love, obviously, like, the historical factor. Who are these players that are going to be the next faces? And I agree. Like, I think the NBA is in good hands. You talk about a dude like Zion. There is someone on each team.
And I was talking about just the dudes my age and younger. That's not even all the dudes that's under 30. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
which I'm no longer a part of. I'm 31. Yeah. Something I learned this year, and I'm happy I was wrong, was that the Kyrie Luka thing works. It works. It does. Like, and people are probably going to say, well, wait till you see the playoff run and whatever. they're a great team. Like offense wise, these guys are on point. Post All-Star break, after that trade, for Gafford, for PJ Washington.
I was gonna say that
this team they're top 10.
Trades,
they're top 10 in defense since All-Star. Yeah, and just watching because I was skeptical about that combo. Because I'm thinking high usage rate guys, high isolation guys. How is this going to work?
And both closers. Like not just give them the ball because they can score. Yeah. Like they will close a game. Like
I'm glad you brought that up because this is what I have written down for you. Okay, clutch stats for this team.
They got to both be top 5.
So in the clutch, right? For anyone listening, clutch stats. NBA.com has them as a game within 5 points. And within 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Has to be fourth quarter or overtime.
Yeah.
That's the clutch time. So they're number 1 in win percentage, 71.9%. So we'll just say 72. They're 5th in field goal percentage. They're 4th in 3-point percentage. They're 5th in assists, and they're 2nd in turnovers, meaning they don't turn the ball over. Part of that is because you put the ball in Kyrie's hands, he ain't going to turn it over.
He's not getting
stripped. You put the ball in Luka's hands, he ain't going to turn it over.
No.
So you have those two guys, right? And they are the only... the Mavs are the only team to have 2 players in the top 10 in fourth quarter scoring. That's important. That's huge, right?
Especially in the playoffs where it's going to be a lot of
you're going to need that half court offense.
Especially that first
series is going to be awesome.
Oh my God.
I just don't know who's going to have home court yet. That we don't know that yet.
That's what they're still trying to figure out.
We're still trying to figure that out.
I think the Mavs got their first game. They're gonna wrap that up.
Yeah, they're gonna wrap that up. I think Luka's not playing though, so I'm not quite sure what the score is yet. 40-42, Pistons up 2, but I don't think Luka's playing. But so Kyrie's 5th in fourth quarter points in the league. Luka's 10th. They basically score 7 points in the fourth quarter, each of them. So it's these dudes are just the fear that you have as an opposing team, as a fan watching that you don't want the Mavs to win. You're scared.
What's kind of crazy about that stat?
Yeah.
Because obviously if you do 7 times 4, that's 28.
Yeah.
Kyrie's is under 28, but Luka's also
that's
33.
the fourth quarter though.
Yeah, no. I was saying, I was so the way that they work together, but they kind of figured it out.
Yeah.
I've noticed
it's wild that they're
Luka is the one that's going to start it off. He's going to set fire immediately because Kyrie is one of those that no matter what, he's going to get his.
Whenever the ball touches my hands, something's happening.
Something will happen. You know what I'm saying? Luka's he's going to initiate, get everybody involved, get everybody hot. That's not what Kyrie's going to do.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter, Kyrie kind of turns up a lot most of the times. Every season, he's always turning up fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So I like how Luka kind of takes a step back and lets Kyrie do his thing more in the fourth quarter, which is dope, which is exactly why you say that's why it's working.
Yeah, and it's awesome to see because I will happily admit that I was against the Kyrie trade. I was against the combination.
Me too.
I just didn't like it. My only defense of it at the time, thinking, okay, the only way this probably works is because Kyrie has played with a ball dominant guy. Like LeBron. When LeBron, the offense has to run through LeBron. He's going to figure it out. He's going to find the guys. Luka's very similar to that, right? He's going to find his guys. He's going to get the coverage. If you blitz him and pick and rolls, he's just going to back up. He's going to find somebody that's open.
But he's also going to take a lot more shots.
He's going to take shots, and I was wrong. It works, right?
Me, and a lot of other people were wrong.
Yeah, and I'm happy that I'm wrong because 100%. I don't want to see Luka lose in Dallas. I don't want to see that. I'm very I might be a Kobe fan and a Laker fan, but I am happiest when I see the other market teams winning. Because that's at the end of the day, that's the best thing for the NBA.
For the league, you see the OKC and Minnesota are right there. Could have been right there for first seed, and they're both a game behind. You saw the battle that Minnesota had with the Nuggets last night. I mean, Jesus Christ, what a battle for the first seed that was.
Yep.
I mean, so
and no cat. So it's
that could have made a difference,
Yeah, and it will. It will make a difference for Minnesota running through these playoffs. It's crazy because you look at this stuff too. I got a couple of things for these Mavs ISO stats. Okay, they're second in isolation, right? they just. I mean, you have Kyrie and you have Luka. So those are 2 of the highest ISO guys in the league, but they're number 1 in points per possession. So obviously they're
efficient.
They're on point with that.
They're efficient
and their turnover frequency, they're number 1 in isolation. So like they don't turn it over.
But I mean, again,
when they
like
ISO.
we said, it's really hard to.
You
the
can't
one person you're not
gonna
pickpocket is Kyrie,
and you're not gonna pickpocket Luka. Like he's gonna keep a body on you. Like he's
strong. He's strong.
So good luck if you reach, because he is very crafty. Like he's gonna get the shot off and he's gonna get to the line.
One thing I hate guarding is really shifty dudes and really slow dudes.
Just crafty ones. Yeah.
Literally. Yep. But like, because they kind of lull you to sleep with how slow they are, because they just catch you sleeping and then boom, they're gone.
And he's massive. Like that's another thing about
6'8",
Luka.
230, 240.
Yeah, it's like as an opposing coach, okay, let's put a guard on him. Maybe we can get under him and okay, he's just gonna shoot it over you. He's gonna post up the guard. Let's put a wing on him. Okay, well he's gonna change speeds. He's strong as well, so he's gonna bang with that forward.
Draw the foul most likely.
Draw fouls. If you put a big on him, okay, he's just gonna blow by the big.
Blowing by him.
You know, he's got post moves, right? Like he's got footwork. He's got the little pump fakes.
He has like a whole highlight film of embarrassing bigs.
He's
in the paint too, by the way. Like with the little pump fakes.
Little pumps. Yeah. You know, so it's like there's no answer for Luka. You know, it's
too
really
smart. He's too smart.
Yeah, he's way too smart. And like this is gonna come down to the rest of the guys, right? Like Kyrie and Luka are going to do their job. This is going to be
do what
all
they're paid to
on
do.
the rest. Yes, like they have to knock down the shots when they're open, because a PJ Washington, teams are going to just put, like, if you're the Timberwolves, they're going to put like Rudy Gobert on PJ Washington so that he can roam. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going to kind of go away from him and then kind of roam away.
The best shooter.
Yeah, PJ Washington's going to be the late rotation guy for your team. Like, okay, he's the last guy we're going to rotate to. Like when we send help, he's going to be the last one that
100%.
we close out on. That's how it goes for them in these games. So it is going to come down to PJ hitting shots, everyone else, you know.
But Daniel Gafford was really, really big for them because, you know, obviously Derek Lively was playing well, got injured.
That's right.
That's a great pickup because he's been playing well with the Wizards for the last couple of seasons.
Oh, you mean Gafford?
Yeah, Gafford.
Yeah.
He's been playing well for the last few seasons. You know what I'm saying, with the Wizards. And obviously he doesn't get talked about because he's on the Wizards.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's right.
He's getting a double-double every game almost. He's getting a couple blocks every game.
Yeah. No, and people that watch ball, they were like, damn, the Mavs got who? Like
that's what I said.
They got Gafford?
I literally saw the news and I was like, wait. What?
No,
because there was no news like, oh, Daniel Gafford in talks, because no one gives.
Yeah, no one. Yeah,
that's one of the most underrated.
It was a fit trade. You know, like we need a guy like this, right? Yeah. Like he is a presence.
Go hustle.
Yeah, you
Go
know,
hustle. He got a chip on his shoulder.
And I like the difference between Gafford and Lively. Like Lively is more of a playmaking center. Like he will find the open dude. Like he will make those passes. You know, he's gonna set screens. He's gonna protect the rim and things like that. But Gafford is like, I'm gonna set the screen. Yeah, if I get the rebound, I'm gonna put it back up. Like he's not really like a playmaking guy. He's gonna get his own around the rim, but he works.
Has like a traditional big kind of thing, but just a lot of athleticism.
Yeah, and it works.
Works beautifully.
It works. The question is, who do they start? Right? Like
when Lively comes back.
You know, because obviously you can't have two non-shooters out there. Like that's not going to work for you.
Not today.
So
not today.
Yeah, so like what do you do? Do you start Lively? Do you start Gafford? Is it just a feel thing? Like do you just, I guess you play whoever's
doing well at the time, like I mean, that happens a lot though, you know, like back to the OKC team.
Me personally, I would start Lively because of the playmaking. You know, because of he finds the open guy. Like when he gets a board,
like
he's not just thinking
crazy.
Yeah, and when Lively grabs a board, he's not just thinking score. Like he's definitely looking around and
open man.
Yeah, and I like that about him because you have Luka, Kyrie, Dante Exum. Like you got guys around you.
Dante Exum was he's having a great season.
Dude, that was such a sleeper pick.
Dude, out of nowhere, like just signed. I was signing Dante Exum. I was like, wait, hold up, wait. Wait, Dante, you still hooping, bro? Like,
yes, like when I heard about the signing, I went to his international games, like on YouTube, and then I go to his stats and I see this and this, and I'm like, wow, because when he came in the draft, I was completely wrong about that guy. Like I thought he was gonna be like the Jazz new, like the big point type of guy, and
I mean he was hyped up a little bit.
Yeah, I think he got injured. I'm not sure, but like he never got the shot. Like the shot was never part of his game. Yeah. Now he's knocking him down.
First game that he came in, like he lit him up. I was like Dante Exum had what?
It was a huge signing, super sleeper signing. Is there anything else that you probably learned this year? Maybe something you didn't expect. Did you think OKC would be
that was
this ahead of schedule?
The Minnesota OKC, I didn't see first seed.
Yeah,
I saw maybe like third at most.
I thought they'd be like fourth or fifth.
Like third at the very most. Well, for Minnesota at least, because I saw the way their team was constructed, I was like, okay, they have a bunch of they got defensive player of the year, they got 2 all-stars, they have Mike Conley, who's a great veteran coming up, so they have a good these 3-and-D guys, you know. So I'm like, okay, they got something. Nasri's been playing well the past couple seasons, getting better and better and better and better and better.
Another homegrown team.
Yeah.
I used to
watch him in college. Nasri, I loved Nasri.
And he went undrafted.
That was
He's a guy that got a 2-way contract.
I followed him on Instagram back when he was in high school at first, and then he was playing, with all these other dudes. I'm just like, yo, this dude's kind of nice for a big. I'm like, yo, I hope he gets drafted, bro. And then
he goes undrafted.
He didn't get drafted.
He's one of the most important guys on this team.
Mm-hmm.
Undrafted, 2-way contract, and then he signs with them for good, and they take off ever since with this guy.
That's hard work.
Yeah.
That's hard work. Sometimes you don't hear your name called on draft night. That don't mean the dream over. You keep putting in that work, and you might get another call. You know what I'm saying? Or
he plays hard.
Bro.
He plays with size.
He's with heart.
He's a team player. He knocks down his shots. Like, he's such a good player for this team.
He does a lot. He does a lot. Yeah. He does a lot. He gets boards. He'll guard the better big, or the bigger big, to take a little bit of, bodying off of Cat or off of, Gobert.
Off Gobert.
So
similar to Cat, right? Like, he's, a big guy, but he's going to knock down the threes.
Knock it down.
Yeah. And he'll get inside too.
I don't think Cat's as good as a defender as now.
No way. But he plays hard,
Oh, another thing that surprised me.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
For as aggressive as the Heat are when they try and pursue players, for Pat Riley to do, not just Pat, but the entire organization to do absolutely no moves this season.
Yeah.
Except for Terry Rozier, and fucking Patty Mills. Like, I love Rozier. But we don't need a guard. We don't need. How many more guards do you need on our team?
Well, the argument was that they needed a guard, a point guard, right? Like, they think that Rozier will probably someone to come in for that Kyle Lowry slot, because you guys don't have a guy like that.
Point guard.
He's not.
Rozier is a small,
but he's an
guard.
Upgrade from Lowry, though.
I mean,
at this point,
I was about to say a lot of players are upgrade from Lowry.
Yeah. That's a good point. A lot of people texting me like, man, the Heat didn't do anything. And I try to remind people too, sometimes.
We lost Strus. Look how well he's playing. He was already playing like that for us.
Yeah. You can't let a guy like that go.
That was the one player I was like, bro, come on.
Even Gabe Vincent, was
Gabe Vincent. I was mad because homegrown.
Yeah, and he was big time.
He was big for us
in
a lot of games, like in the past.
Streaky guy, but
he's nice to have off the bench.
He showed up.
But losing Strus for me was bigger than losing Gabe. Yeah. Because Strus, when he catch fire, he catch fire.
Yeah.
And not only that, he was playing amazing defense throughout the playoffs.
He plays hard.
And he was as big. He just brought so much energy to
the lows are low with him shooting wise, but the highs are.
Oh yeah, he'll go
high.
1 for 11.
Yeah,
but then he'll also go 12 for 13 the next game.
And he has size, right? Like, at the very least, even if his shot isn't falling, he gives you size. So what did you learn about your Heat this year? Why don't we go with that?
I learned that sometimes they put too much belief in their number one guy, like Jimmy D. Wade. Like, they brought us to the finals once. They could do it again.
Without having to
make no moves. Look what they did with Wade. They ran that man to the ground.
Well, let me give you devil's advocate though, because I do feel this way.
I love my guys. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, I'm dripped out full Heat gear.
But I will give you this side of the spectrum too, like
with the mug.
That's crazy that you match perfectly with the mug. That is insane. That's really good. This was not planned.
Nope.
This was not planned.
No, I plan to wear this because he doesn't like the Heat.
Wear it.
He doesn't like the Heat, so I have to wear full Heat gear.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will say this though. Sometimes we want teams to make moves, but we also have to consider like
the future.
Not just the future. I'm talking about asset wise. Like, what can the Heat get for what they're offering?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like
that too.
Like, what are they going to give? Like, okay, they're not willing to come off of Bam. Well, that's your biggest trade piece, in my opinion.
I'm not willing to come off of Bam.
And I will not give up Bam either if I'm the
He's
Heat.
a top 5 center.
Your other piece to give up is Hero, right? Like, that's like the guy that they're holding over.
He's our leading scorer.
Yeah, but that's the people that I feel like fans were willing to give up. Like, if it had to be Bam or Hero, everyone was saying, like, okay, we'll give up Hero, right, in the trade. So, like,
heartbeat.
And everyone's going to agree you're not trading Jimmy. Not yet, at least.
He brought
right?
us. He
took you to
the
the
man
finals.
that brought us to the finals twice. Why would we get rid of him?
Exactly.
And then 3 conference finals.
Yeah, so now you're held by, okay, we got to trade this max contract, injury-prone guard that doesn't play defense. Like, his highs are high. He's one of those guys, right? When he's on, he's on. You know, he is elite when he's on. But the problem is when he's not, he's kind of just a body running up and down.
Yeah.
You know, and he's a liability on defense.
But obviously he has to get his minutes. So what can you get for him? Because we're paying.
You know? Yeah. You would have to attach like picks, and then if you get picks from the Heat, how good are those picks going to be?
What picks do we really have to give?
Picks? Yeah.
We don't really have any picks.
So I give them a little bit of slack when it comes to that, because it's like, if you're not willing to give up big assets, you're not going to get anything in return in a trade.
I mean,
so,
yeah, but
you know, they're going to have to overpay guys is what their problem is.
My thing is, I feel like we always going for guards.
Yeah.
Like, that's our thing. We're always going for wings and for guards.
Undersized guys.
And it's like, then we have them playing out of position.
Yeah.
We got Caleb Martin, who's an inch taller than me.
Who's balling.
Yeah, I love Caleb Martin.
Yeah.
Playing power forward.
Yeah, dude.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm tough nose. I'll guard it. I was already guarding 6'10" motherfuckers, but.
Yeah. This is the loudest you've ever talked on a pod. I'm so happy.
Because it gets me tight, bro. Like, it gets me so mad, bro. Like, why are we always getting undersized guards and forwards, bro?
Yeah, and you would think, as undersized as they are, that they should be playing fast. They're one of the slowest paced teams in the league. That doesn't make any sense. They're like 24th in pace. I don't even know. No, I don't have that up here, but like 24th. They're like in the bottom 20s in pace every year.
But that's how they've always been coached. When it helps with their that's why they're one of the healthiest teams, like, most part. Yeah. For the most part, obviously they have injury-prone guys.
But you take a hit offensively.
We don't score. We don't score.
Yeah.
We're so defense predicated.
Yeah.
To a fault.
Yeah.
It's like really to a fault.
It's exhausting to play that hard as well.
It is. That's why we don't put so much into offense. That's why we don't put too much into offense. We can't force anything.
Yeah.
We can't really bang with anybody.
Yeah.
Because if you want Bam to go bang with Embiid, good luck.
Good luck. Yeah.
Good luck banging with
And he's
going
to do his best. You know,
Bam
does a good job.
Scared.
Yeah.
He guards Embiid well.
Yeah.
But what can you do with Embiid? He's gonna get 30 no matter what.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who you got on him.
So you learned what?
I just feel like I was just venting, bro.
You were just venting. That's what it felt like.
That's what it felt like. Like, dog, that shit pissed me off. I learned that they don't give it enough sometimes.
So I'll get into the Celtics learning lesson that I got. It's not a long one. This is quick. I learned that they're unapologetic about the way they want to play. Mm-hmm. Like, they're taking the same amount of threes as they did last year. It's 42 and change.
I feel like they're better shots, though. I feel like the shots.
Well, they have more space because the 5 is no longer Rob Williams. Now it's KP. So you have a fifth guy now that can also block shots, and he's also, he's going to knock down threes. So, like, basically, when you're playing against the Celtics, there's nowhere to hide. Like, you can't hide a defender on any of those guys. Because all 5 can put it down and get to the rim.
I was about to say, all of them can put the ball on the floor.
Yeah,
like,
and that's a problem.
Al Horford can put on the floor.
And they can guard.
1 through 8 can put the ball on the floor.
And 1 through 5 are going to guard you. So
all
it's like,
of them. Not just guard you. They will guard you well.
But my lesson, I learned from these Celtics is they're just unapologetic about last year. Like, no, we're going to shoot the same amount of threes. We're going to isolate even more than last year. They were 8th last year in isolation. They're 4th this year in isolation frequency. I didn't see that happening. Like, I guess I learned that they don't care. Like, they're just going to play the math game. And they're going to isolate even more. And they're just going to keep shooting all the threes they're shooting. So if they fall this year, maybe they win the title. But
if you think about it, they're like, we got to the finals once.
Yeah.
We got to the Eastern Conference Finals.
1 game away from the finals last year.
And then when the one before that, they were 2 games in 2020. They were 2 games or 1 game away from the conference finals again. Yeah, 2 games. Yeah, Dawson game 6. No, that was 7.
Last year was game 7.
Yeah, no, last year was 7.
The year before was game 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 2020 against us too was
year before they went to the finals though.
Yeah.
2 years
But
ago.
so it's like they got 2 conference finals, and then they got a finals, and then before the 2020s even hit, they had already went to 2 other conference finals against Bron.
Yeah.
So I mean, these young dudes, they're already playing so well, they're already getting so far, and then you add better pieces, like you're literally trading
even more complimentary.
Yeah, I was about to say, Drew is better than Marcus Smart, and he's not a hothead.
Yeah,
he's not he's not gonna blow up and give you guys a tech or anything like that. But he makes the same smart plays, the right plays. He makes the same hustle plays. He scores better. Then you got KP, like we said, better than Robin Williams, and then they kept everybody else.
Yeah,
I mean.
Like you add a 20-point per game guy that shoots threes, that blocks shots.
Same amount of blocks.
That can post up as well. Like, because Rob Williams wasn't a post-up guy. He was just a lob catcher, drive, pick and roll. Yeah.
He had no ball handling skills. He had none of that. No real footwork.
Great rim protector, hustle guy, right? But not KP.
He's great to have on the team to come off the bench or whatever. But you're starting center, bro.
Not KP. I never really foresaw, I don't even know if I can say that, but I never really predicted that with more space, you would be more tempted to try to play one-on-one because
of course
that makes sense, right? I never saw it that way. I thought, okay, they have more space, they're going to be driving more, they're going to be passing a little bit more because defenses have to cross more distance to help. So I thought, there would be more team play, but that's the opposite case. There's so much space. These guys are tempted to just one-on-one.
That's the problem that's the one thing. That's one of the things I don't really like about this new generation of basketball. It's way more isolation.
Like if you have that island, you're gonna want to cook, right?
And that's a lot of our stars, especially coming from our generation. Like we had Harden, we had PG, we had they kind of. Yeah. It's not like, back in the days, it's not social media. They don't have all the guys like T-Mac and all them dudes doing the ISO stuff. So it's either you watched it or you didn't. Yeah. Like whoever you watched, that's who you watched, and that's where your game came from. Yeah. Now you have everybody on social media getting their highlights, and almost all their highlights are some ISO shit.
And also to compare today versus 15 years ago is your team's 4th or 5th best player is way better than 15 years ago. That team's 5th best player.
Sometimes their 2nd player.
Dude, when you look at those old teams, it was 2 guys, and then maybe your 3rd guy. You're lucky.
That's because of Shaq. There's a lot of the team construction back then, with very, very just big guys. That really couldn't do much. Not very skilled guys. Was really just because they wanted a bunch of guys to just
foul the guy. Yeah.
Just foul.
But I'm talking about the talent in general on rosters.
But that's because.
Yeah, we haven't evolved. It wasn't evolved yet is what I'm saying. The draft is deeper. Yeah. There's just a lot more individually skilled players because of what you're saying, the social media. People have access to really learn how to play even individual basketball. Yeah.
And it's a lot more entertaining.
Yeah.
It's a lot more entertaining. As a fan, I love it.
There's less places to hide now.
As a player and as a coach, it drives me crazy sometimes. Bro, make the fucking pass. He's right there.
Do the thing.
Extra, bro. Damn.
Yeah.
One more, bro. Come on.
One more.
Yeah. But no, let me split this. Let me do a little spin. Let me
try to split this double team.
And then I'm sitting there oh, Coaching me is yo, thank God. But damn, bro, come on, bro. One more.
It's right there. Yeah.
So
that's true.
I understand because a lot of fans, anyways, with any sport, most of them are casuals. Yeah. It's cool to watch. It's fun to watch. Of course, don't get me wrong. But it's okay, we like to see basketball being played.
Crazy that we talk about the Magic like they're no longer in the garbage days.
Yo.
They're relevant now.
Yo.
Yo. Yeah, I love them.
Orlando Magic. That's so fire.
It is fire. It's probably my favorite song.
It's your favorite song.
Yeah. Bulls are a really bad, good team. I'm sorry, no, really good, bad team. The Bulls are a really good, bad team. That's going to do it for this one.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Bad team.
Good, bad team.
Good, bad team.
All right.
That's 7. That's 7. Orlando Magic.